So, procrastination. We've all been there. There's this big assignment coming next week, and you'll be like, okay, I still have plenty of time, I can do it tomorrow and I'll be fine. Fast forward a little bit, you now have 2-3 days left. You start worrying, telling yourself, okay, I need to start right away. After I watched this video about cats playing music instrument. Next thing you know, it's the night before the deadline and you're panicking trying to finish weeks worth of work in a few hours. Do you think this is bad? Well, let me show you how it is when procrastinating is your life and everything becomes a race against the clock of how last minute you can be.
Okay, so if I go to sleep in exactly 24 minutes 46 seconds from now, I'll have 6 hours of sleep and I'll be good for the day. This means that I have enough time for 1 or 2 more YouTube videos. If I skip breakfast, I'll have extra 15 minutes and I've already worn my uniforms before going to bed, so plus 3 minutes. The limit before the teacher considered me as absent is 15 minutes, so...
Okay, so procrastination often have a bad rap of how it takes over productive time. Times that we're better off doing or working to get closer to achieving our goals and dreams, rather than lying around being all lazy and do nothing all day. And to that I say, you. Okay, that's a bit mean, but neuroscientists have proven that there's a lot more going on inside our brain when we procrastinate, rather than just simply putting something aside, forget about it, and later feel guilty about not doing it properly. In fact, it's the guilt we feel when we procrastinate that keeps us subconsciously thinking about the solution. Now, I'm no scientist, so I'll try to explain with my own experience as a professional procrastinator. When we try to finish a task as soon as possible, right after it was assigned, we tend to become so committed to the first idea that comes to mind that we stop considering other options, which can lead to wasted opportunities and lesser creativity. In contrast, when we procrastinate, we allow our brains to play, examine the possible options, consider different approaches, and even invent new ways to tackle the same problems. When we have settled on a plan of attacks, all that's left is to actually start doing. And it is in these last moments that our brains start going and go into what I call the do or die mode, where we are 100% focused on the task at hand. There's no time for doubts or second guessing yourself. At this point, it's either you do it or you're doomed. And most of the time, at least for me, things always turns out better than I expected. Now let me give you some examples of sometimes it's better to stop, think and wait for the right moment rather than to start as soon as possible.
So here's the footage of a league game that I played yesterday when I was bored of writing the script for this video. Sometimes you get yourself in the situation where you have a Yasuo player on their team, so just want to punch him in the face, which is exactly what I'm preparing to do right now. For a beginner, there's a few possibilities that can happen here. There's a 50-50 chance that I charge my punch upward and he can dodge down, and vice versa, I punch down, he dodge up, or I can punch straight at him and he go either up or down. So exactly what happened? Well, I helped my punch walk down to cut off his path, then threw it up at him, which leave him no space to escape. Then I flashed an emote to assert dominance, after which the enemy surrendered and we took the easy win. For you non-gamers out there, here's another example. In the book Wait, the Useful Art of Procrastination, Frank Partnoy argued that in fast-paced sports such as baseball, basketball, or tennis, the best athletes are not the fastest but the slowest. Let me explain. In tennis, when the ball is served, we have approximately 500 milliseconds to react and return the ball. I can barely blink in 500 milliseconds, so the optimal solution would be to spend some time to watch the ball, see where it's going, and spend the rest of the little time left trying to actually hit the ball and hope that it would make it to the other side of the field. A professional tennis player at his peak could compress the hit time down to 50 to 100 milliseconds. which leave a 400 milliseconds room to observe the ball, the speed, the trajectory, the position of the opponents, and prepare for the hit that would give him the most advantage. He is able to go fast at the end, act at the very last second in order to free up the time to gather all the information that an amateur cannot see or think about.
Furthermore, working more doesn't always mean getting more done. You might think that since you spend more time on the assignment, you should get things done faster and more effectively than a procrastinator, right? Wrong. With the time that you spend working on the assignment, we would have finished cleaning the house, feeding the cats, socializing, learning how to survive the zombie apocalypse, and would still hand in the assignment in due time. Sucks to be you, role model who can make plans and actually have the responsibility to follow such plans. At the end of the day, so what if you're a procrastinator? As long as you still do what you have to do and do it on time, you're fine. One thing you should never forget though is to always set yourself a deadline and do not cross it, because there are big difference between starting late and finishing late.